I went thrifting and found these amazing boxes. I can't wait to show you what I'm gonna do. This first one looks like it was possibly from the dollar store originally. I had first planned on just sanding down the front of the drawer and then staining it. However, I changed my mind and I cut a piece of wood that I'm going to cover the whole entire front piece with, and this is going to change the entire look of the piece. After cutting out my piece, I went ahead and glued it onto the drawer front and then inserted it back into the little insert and nailed it in place. I drilled some holes for some hardware that I will be adding to the drawer, and then went ahead and stained the entire piece. I purchased a book with antique retro type paper that I'm going to be adding to each of my pieces. So I went ahead and cut a piece for this one and lined the drawer. I added a couple of pieces of hardware to the drawer, and I love how cute this piece is. This second one was a jewelry box. I start by tearing out all the fabric lining. After sanding my piece down, I realized the wood underneath was shining through a little bit too much, and it was going to take a little bit more sanding than I had prepared for, so I just went ahead and decided to paint this piece instead. I added on top just a small piece of metal that I got from an estate sale, and then I went ahead and painted the entire piece with this mismatched color that I found at the hardware store. I think it's more like a muted teal kind of color. I'm not really sure, but I actually ended up loving the color, so I'm actually not too sorry that I couldn't stain it like I had originally planned. This is the perfect kind of box to put by your entryway, on a table or whatever. And it's perfect to put your keys in your wallet, a little bit of change, whatever, just to kind of hide the clutter and add a little accent piece to your table. After letting the paint dry, I cut some paper to line the inside of the box. And this turned out really cute as well. I'm super happy with it. This next project was originally a wine box. So I just start by cutting out the handle, and then I give it a little sand. I was actually hoping to kind of get the wording off of it, but I just sanded it lightly and then I stained the entire box. After staining the entire box, I let it dry for a few minutes and then I added a handle to the front. I put some of the decorative paper on the inside, and then I cut some leather strips that I will be adding to this box to make it look more like a suitcase. I took the first piece of leather and I put it across the top to hide the word that was on the box. After placing both pieces of leather on the suitcase, I went ahead and added a little bit of an embellishment to each side, making it kind of look like a buckle. This piece actually ended up surprising me. I did not think it was going to be this cute. I'm really happy how it turned out. Since I liked my last one so much, I decided to just copy my first idea and do the same to this box. So I start by tearing out everything from the inside. I started to sand the piece down, and then I realized that it was pressboard, so I had to stop and I just quickly gave it a stain. It did turn out a little bit more orange than I was hoping, but overall it was still a pretty cute piece. And if this is going to match my other suitcase, then it will need a handle, right? So I start by attaching a metal handle to the front of my suitcase. I then cut my paper to line the inside, and then the same strips of leather on the top as I did to the other one. I was not expecting to like this one as much as I do. The color kind of threw me off a little bit, but the two of them stacked together like this, I love them. Absolutely love them. With this last one, I actually had no idea what I was doing until I just got started. I cut a couple of pieces because I didn't really like those holes in the drawers. So I'm just cutting some pieces and I'm going to cover my drawers. I decided to cut them all the same size, and then I'm just going to line them across to make it look more like a apothecary cabinet. I stained my pieces and then glued them to the front of my drawers. After the glue set, I went ahead and made a little bit of a jig and placed it on my drawers, and then drilled holes for my hardware. And of course, this piece is going to need cute little feet. Then to finish this piece, I added my hardware onto the drawers. Sometimes I love starting a project where you have zero expectations and you just kind of go with whatever idea comes to mind. And today, this worked out for me. It ended up being one of my favorite. Out of all the ones I did today, this one absolutely is the best. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great day.